No one paid attention when Elias Moore died. That was the strange part. He had lived in the gray house on Pine Road for more than 40 years. Quiet man, always polite, never in trouble. When the doctor said heart failure, everyone accepted it. No questions, no doubts. 3 days later, her niece arrived. Her name was Clara. She had not seen her uncle since she was a child, but she was the only family left. The house now belonged to her. When she opened the gate, she felt it. Something was wrong. The garden looked perfect, too perfect. The grass was trimmed, the flowers were neat, the stone path was clean. But in the center of the yard, one small place looked different. The soil there was darker, fresh, as if someone had turned it recently. Clara stopped walking. Her eyes stayed on that spot. Probably planting, she whispered. Old man liked gardens. Still, her chest felt tight. Inside the house, everything was clean. No photos on the walls, no letters on tables, no memories anywhere. It was like no one had ever lived there. That night, she could not sleep. Wind moved the trees, branches tapped the window. Then, a sound. Soft, slow, scrape. She sat up. The sound came from outside, from the garden. Scrape, pause, scrape, like metal touching stone. Her heart began to race. She waited. The sound stopped. Silence returned. In the morning, she went outside. The dark soil patch was larger. Someone had dug again. But there were no footprints, no tools, only fresh earth. And near the edge, something small. She bent down. It was a piece of old cloth, brown, stained, not part of the garden. Her fingers shook. She stood quickly. All in my head, she whispered. But all day she could not forget the spot. In the afternoon, she tried to leave. Her car would not start. The phone had no signal. The road was blocked by fallen branches. The house kept her. That evening, a smell began. Very light, sweet, heavy. The smell of wet soil. And something older, something hidden. She opened the windows. The smell stayed. That night, she dreamed of hands, then hands, scratching from below. When she woke, her heart was beating fast. Outside, birds were silent. The smell was stronger. She went to the shed, found a shovel. Her hands shook as she walked to the dark soil. This is stupid, she said. The shovel went in easily, too easily. After a few inches, clink, metal hit wood. Her breath stopped. She dug slowly, carefully. Soon, a small wooden box appeared. Old, cracked, buried shallow. She lifted it out. Cold, heavy. There was no lock. She opened it. Inside were photographs. Dozens. Young people, standing in front of the gray house, smiling. But each photo had the same mark. A thin red line across the throat. At the bottom, a small notebook. On the first page, one sentence. These are the ones who came before. Clara's hands began to shake. Clara carried the box inside. She locked the door, closed the curtains. Her heart would not slow. She opened the notebook again. Names filled the pages. Dates, short sentences. She asked questions. He followed me. She saw the door. Every note ended with one word. Buried. Her breath became shallow. These were not memories. They were records of people who vanished. She checked the last page. One final line. The last one is still here. Still here. Her eyes moved around the room. Walls, ceiling, floor. The house felt closer. That night, she heard footsteps, slow, heavy, moving across the floor above her. But she was alone. In the morning, she searched the house. In the basement, behind old shelves, she found a door. Hidden, painted to match the wall. It opened to a narrow tunnel, leading toward the garden. Cold air rose from below. The smell came from there. She closed the door. Her hands were shaking. Outside, the soil had moved again. Only a little, but enough. Someone or something was still digging. That afternoon, she found the name in the notebook. One she recognized. A woman who lived in this town years ago. Reported missing. Never found. Her uncle's name was never mentioned, but the date matched. Her chest tightened. That night, the sound returned. Scrape. Pause. Scrape. She did not sleep. In the morning, she followed the tunnel. It led to the garden, directly under the dark soil. There, she found bones, wrapped in cloth, carefully placed. One body, then another, then more. Not broken, not rushed. Placed like someone wanted them remembered. Hidden, but not forgotten. She counted 6. 6 people. The notebook showed more. Where were the others? She heard a sound behind her. Breathing. Slow. She turned. Nothing. But fresh soil had fallen. From above, someone was digging from the other side. From inside the ground. She ran, locked the tunnel. That night, she burnt the box. Photos turned to ash. But the notebook would not burn. The pages stayed white. The words stayed clear. And the new line appeared, written by no hands she saw. You are now the keeper.
Clara searched town records. Elias had lived with someone once, a woman, his wife. Declared dead in a fire, no body found. The date matched the first entry in the notebook. She returned home shaking. That night, she saw him in the garden, standing over the soil. Not solid, not clear, a thin shape, watching her. When she blinked, he was gone. In the tunnel, one grave was empty, fresh. Something had moved. Something had left. And upstairs, she found dirt on the floor, leading to her bedroom. The notebook began writing by itself. New lines, new names. One name appeared, her own, with today's date. Below it, one sentence. She knows too much. She tried to leave. The car started, then stopped. The phone rang, only silence answered. At night, the tunnel opened by itself. Cold air filled the house. She heard whispers, not words, names, asking to be remembered. She understood now. Elias had not killed them. He had found them, buried by someone else. He had protected them, kept them safe, hidden, until someone could tell their stories. And now, he was gone. The garden needed a new keeper. Clara stayed. She cleaned the graves, marked each place, planted flowers. She wrote names in a new book, real names, real stories. The whispers faded. The smell disappeared. The garden became calm. Years later, people said the house felt peaceful. No fear, no sound. But sometimes, visitors noticed one thing. In the center of the garden, one patch of soil always stayed darker, fresh, waiting, because the garden never forgets, and memories never stay buried forever.
If you like this type of content, don't forget to like, share, and comment if you have an idea, thoughts, or theory, and subscribe for more.